Hello, hello, hello. Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Hey. Hey. We will continue with, hello. We will continue with the Game Master panels. It is something that I want to have that will really help me a lot and also the Game Masters a lot. Nice picture of the day. And yeah. So basically the Game Master panels are well, it's actually one panel that allows to edit all the properties of an object in game. And this is very useful because on one side is speeding up the world creation and world setup, but also on the other side is exposing some properties that we didn't expose yet, right, up to now. And yeah, so I think it's gonna help a lot. And I think it's a good time to do it, you know, it's a good time to do it now. Hello, Hula. Hello, Fanner. Hi. To both of you. I'm here again. To work a bit on our game. Yeah, why not? So what I did, I created a new method, which is this one, which is basically allowing us to read all the properties required in a GM panel and return it as a structure that is actually readable by blueprints, and so we can easily send it to our panels. So yeah, I decided not to do it this way. I decided to do it this way, right? Exactly. So this is creating a new FGM edit item. So a GM edit item. F just stands for struct in Unreal. And now we need to return this structure, right, to the client, right? So we need to do get PS controller, and then we will have receive GM edit item, right, which takes this as a parameter, right? Now I don't know if this is gonna work, but hopefully, right? So okay, so this hopefully will compile, and if this compiles, we can go in the editor. I hope you add the flying thing for GM and let GM do it for player. I mean, GM can already fly. I fly all time when I'm in game. Flying is already there, but it's not available to players. You want to fly in game? Do you want to fly? I mean, technically you could fly with a spell, but we don't have a flying spell today. Maybe we'll have it in the future. But yeah, I mean, we could have a short fly. Or a quest for a special trip. Yeah, maybe. There may be a quest for that gives you a potion, maybe. A potion that allows you to fly for a short period, no? Maybe. Why not? Sorry, I had to drink or... Okay, so there is the panel. And what we need is... what we need is inside plane shift the player controller, right? Ah, yes, we also need to change this actually. Now I changed this to be container ID, slot ID. And I'm sorry, I'm still coughing, but it's getting, I mean, today was a bit better, but now it seems to be bad again. I don't know. I don't know why. But today has been very good. I've been coughing little to nothing. Okay, so this one is the one calling the request, and then we will have the response, which is this one, right? We always have request and receive. And you see that this structure, actually this structure is infinite. You want to see it? Boom. Look at that. Look at that. So we create another function that is just to go client side as usual. We call it on client. Item attributes. So we call this. This one will be replicated on client and reliable. Okay. Okay. Now, when we are here, right? When we are here, we need to check if Yeah, so this button GM edit, in both windows. So this actually should not be here. This should actually be here. Problem is that we don't have enough space. Pa pa pam, pa para pa pa pam. Pa pa para pa pam. So what do we do? What do we do here? We receive the response from the server. We take the GM item window, right? We based if that window already exists or not, we create it or we set the visibility of it, and then and then we need a setup function, right? As usual. So we need a setup, exactly. We need a setup function. This function should take gm edit item info. And should be a single value. So we call this setup. We call this setup and we pass this value that is coming from the server, right? Okay. We pass this. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So now so now in this setup, and we will have to do the same in by the way, how do we know? No, I need to know if it's a container or is not a container because they are completely different windows or not. No, actually. Wait a second. Wait a second. Yeah, I need. I think I need to. I mean, here we can view it, right? With this, we will be able to view it, but it will not be enough because I will also have then to save the information. And so to save the information, I need to know again if it's a container or if it's an item, so that I can not completely sure, actually. Not completely sure. Need to think about it. So here we are inside a container detail. So inside a container detail, we are sure that it is not an item. So I don't know about the slot. If we are in a container. Hello. Who joined? Hello, Attila Wilkenman. Hey, thank you for the subscribe on YouTube. Thank you. And welcome. I don't know if this lot should be -1 or not. I have to check it. But I don't have a slot ID if it's a container, right? So I think this goes to -1 automatically. We will see. We will see. I'm not completely sure of it, so we need to test it. We need to test it, boys. Okay. No. So here we have the item actor and we have the container ID at the slot ID. In this case is relevant because it can be an item. And so if it's an item, these values are actually relevant. So what do we do here? We just call the server, right? Because this is server based, asking for the information. I'm pretty sure I will have to modify this, adding item actor and container ID and slot ID, but it's fine. We can do it just later. First, I want to see that window opening. Now, in terms of positioning the window, yeah, we should also position the window actually. I'm not going very fancy with this window because anyway it's a game master window and is obviously having less impact on the players, so I don't care too much, you know, if it looks nice. I just want it to be functional. I mean, it would be good to have it also look nice, but definitely not a priority. So we can set it like in the middle of the screen, right? Middle top. And yeah, okay, so we have the setup done. Now, what do we want to do? Well, in theory, we could break this, and which is a monster. This thing is a monster. It's super big. And yeah, you see, it's like the infinite struct. Yeah. And basically, for all these values, we want to set the value in our UI, right? In this UI. So we want to set the item name, the description, the quality, blah, 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 right? So all these fields needs to be set. Why I don't have the item name? GG. Wow, I forgot the item name and the item description. Item name, item description. What the hell? Yeah, I think I forgot it in the struct. I forgot it in the, yeah, I forgot it in the struct, boys. So yeah, we also need item name and item description. Because it's true that we have them in the other window, but I think it's better if we pass it through. When I type description, I always miss the C. I don't know why. Okay, so we add here item name and item description, and you know what? Since we do this change, I mean, as we do this change, probably is a good idea to also do the other change, which is because we will have to recompile and restart the editor anyway. So the idea would be that whenever I'm using this structure, right, and I'm sending this, I will send again these three values, right? So that when I save, let me think about it. I can send back these three values, so that when I save, I will do the same check again. Yeah, there is a bit of back and forth here. I mean, it's not it's not that simple, but yeah, it's not that simple. I mean, it's not complex, but there is quite a bit of stuff to do. So we receive that information. Yeah, exactly. Because I have to recompile anyway. Okay, so let's close and save everything. Boom, boom, boom. Save, save, save. Let's recompile. And yeah. It's compiling. It's compiling. Okay. Okay, so we are back in the editor. Assuming that it starts, yes. We are back in the editor, so now we should have, yes, we should have in addition these three values, which are the values that we need for to identify which object is it. So we are going to send them out. I don't know why sometimes it's not picking the. I'm going to send them out, and I mean send them to the client. So container ID and slot ID. Okay, so we just connect this and we send them over, right? So our setup function, right, this one, our setup function should have those values as well, so that we save them into the gmedit window, and so whenever you press save, I can send them back to the server, and so we know what is it, right? We know what is the type of object. There's a bit of back and forth, as I was saying, but there is no other way, and this allows us to really save a lot of multiple functions, because I could have created one for containers on the ground, one for containers in your inventory, one for items on the ground, one for items in your inventory, right? But here we have one function is basically getting all these parameters, and based on that it can decide which type of objects we are working with, and so that's pretty good. Okay, so we save these three into variables so that we can reuse later as needed. And then, yes, we have to break this monster structure, and it's really a monster structure. And you see that now we have name and description, right? The only thing I forgot, probably, what I forgot, I think is inside this function. Yeah. Inside this function, I need to set I need to set the name equal to the name. Yeah. And I need to set the item description equal to the description. Okay, so this we can recompile later, but is a minor issue. Okay, so now all these ones are properly populated, right? So now what we need to do, yeah, now basically we need to get every one of this and start to set the text. This will be a long list. It will be a long list, boys. I don't know if I can click. Well, what is easier? If it's easier to click here, or if it's easier to multi-line edit. And yep, we have to do this for every value. So as I said, it will be kind of a long list. It will be a kind of a long list. Item quality. Oops. These names are wrong. Let me just check if these are properly named. Yeah, this one seems to be. This one is not. This one also is not. This one are okay. This one are okay. Okay. So now we should be fine. And these are already editable fields, right? Okay. Yeah, this would be a kind of a this would be a kind of a long work, guys. I mean, not long. Let's say in 20 minutes we do it, or so 15 minutes. But it's not a 1 minute work. Maybe 5. I don't know. Maybe 5 minutes. I don't know. Let's see. Setting item. Setting item. Then NPC owned. I can also go to the next line, maybe. I don't know. No pickup and weak pickup. No pickup and no weak pickup. No pickup. No weak pickup. Should we go the next line? Maybe. We can go the next line. We can go this. We can do this. Okay, transient. It's this guy. Transient. Use a CD. These are easy because they are all Boolean, so fairly easy to do. Lockable. Lockable. Locked. Locked. Security lock. Here. Security lock. Unpickable. I also added all the tooltips, so it should be easy now to see what each is doing. Hopefully. So you get a description telling you what that field is and how to use it. It's just a text description, but I think it's yeah. I think it's pretty good. Okay, lock strength. Lock strength, where is it? Yeah. Lock strength. Wait. Lock skill. Lock skill, then openable locks. Okay, openable locks is actually a string. I don't know why it's putting them high above. No idea. Okay, I think we can go to the next line. Oops. No. No. Okay, better. Identifiable. Checkbox. Identifiable. Yeah. Identifiable. Then attackable. Then decay resistance. Then he's trapped. Then E-strap blocking usage. Do, 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 do. Fantastic song. Do, 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 do. So here we have trap script. Then we have trap strengths. Then we have trap reset timer. What? Ha! It disappeared because it was too long, so it was not rendered. Yeah, if you go down, 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 it's not. Then we have script can toggle, and we have script on toggle, and we have item to activate. Yeah. So we have these three. Well, actually, we have two to stay on the same line. Can toggle. Can toggle and on toggle. I don't know if it's too verbose to do it this way, but to do it this way in blueprints, but fine. Yeah. Item active. You see that it is disappearing when you. Okay, item to activate. Then we have prefix, suffix, adjective. Yeah, prefix, adjective, suffix, and charges. Okay. And then we did them all. Nice. So prefix with prefix. No. Adjective with adjective. Suffix with suffix. And charges with charges. Okay. So we did them all. So that is the function that is basically displaying all these values in the GM edit window. So all these values will be filled out based on the item. Okay, I forgot to connect one thing. Nice. I hope everything is connected, but okay, so this is the setup event. And then obviously there will be a save event. So if you click cancel, pretty much nothing happens, so you just close this window. But if you click save, right? If you click save, then we have to call a function on player controller. The function will be called request gm edit item save, and we go server side. And actually as input, by the way, I need to connect this. Otherwise it will do nothing. And as an input, I think we need exactly the same set, right? Plus our item attribute again. So it's pretty much the same thing. Now saving it, saving it is not very easy, because saving it means, populating a lot of the underlying structures actually. Yeah. So the save, we need to do it a bit carefully. What the hell did I do here? Okay. That is completely stupid. We are already in player controller, so there is no reason. There is no reason. Yes, because I copied it from. It's because I copied it from the other thingy. Okay, now is correct. Now is correct. Okay. So These are the same 3 attributes that we are sending back to the client. We are sending this back and forth because we want to know if it's a container on the ground, a container in the player inventory, or where the hell is it, right? So okay, so at this point, this one we'll have to call a function that we don't have yet, right? And then we need to recompile. Okay. So this will be a callable function, and basically the parameters are exactly the same of this one, right? Exactly the same. And yeah. I have to decide a second how to do it, but I have to decide a second how to do this. But yeah, I think we can. I don't know if I want to do if I want to have the logic here, or I want to have the logic in admin manager. I think I will put it in admin manager. So I will have I will have an edit item save, right? Which is similar to this guy, if not identical. I mean, it's pretty much the same, with a difference that yeah. So again, it's a bit of back and forth, but I want to keep it clean, right? I want to keep the structure the same. So usually the way we work is that the server is going through the player controller is going to the blueprint controller, and then from there we go to the window, and from the window we go back to the blueprint controller, and then down again to the server in the player controller in C++, and then to the specific manager, right? In this case being the admin manager, which is the one keeping the GM functions, right? So yeah, so there are a few calls involved, but I think it's keeping the code clean. Yeah. Good and clean. Good and clean, boys. Uh-oh, seems my browser just fucked up. Uh-oh, my machine is not responding. Wait a second. My machine is not responding, boys. Okay, it's responding again, I guess. Okay, so this will be the function that is actually doing the save. This will not be very easy to do, but we will see. Okay, so maybe we can test the first part and see what it does, right? I don't think we should do it all before doing one test. So the part that we have at the moment is that I can basically click on any item in my inventory or on the ground, and I should be able to call the GM edit window, have that displayed and having all the values filled in properly, right? I don't know if that will work, but that's the idea. That's the idea. Unfortunately, there is a set of properties that is working only on item actor. So only if the object is a real 3D object, so on the ground, right? If you have it in your inventory, those properties will not be working. And I'm thinking if there is a way for me to move them, because basically if the game master picks up that item, he will lose that information. Yeah, it will. And it's just because it's stored as a U property on the actor, on the Unreal Engine actor. So that's the reason why. Okay, let's launch this and see what happens. At the moment we are going with the dummy database, which I think is okay. Spawning items. Spawning NPC, I think is fine. Okay, server is starting. Why I don't see anymore the... Weird. I don't see anymore the graph. Yeah, now. Okay, we can start the client and see what happens. Okay, so let's start with our inventory, right? So if I right click on, let's keep something, let's pick something simple, like this plate mail, right? So if I click on GM edit, see what happens. Okay, I get my window. Now unfortunately I cannot move that window because this is not a fully managed window, right? Just kind of a showing up and that's it. But I think it's fine. So let's see if we get this properties right. So plate mail torso armor. Okay, that is correct. The description seems to be fine as well. Quality 50, crafted quality 50 seems to be fine. Now this item is very simple, so none of those are actually selected, right? Also lock strength is 0, lock skill is -1, is not identifiable, is not attackable, and this is 0. Let me see if I have our... Do we have the tooltips? We have some tooltips, but not all of them. I don't know why. Why I only have a few of the tooltips? It seems that I have the tooltips only on the... It's kind of weird, huh? I have the tooltips only on the checkboxes, but I don't have the tooltips on the strings. That's strange. Okay, I can check that because I want the tooltip everywhere. Yeah, but anyway, it seems to be working fine. So now if we get a container, like a chest, right? This item is locked. Okay. Ouch. Ouch. Seems that this did not work, so we actually crashed. We actually crashed. We actually crashed. Why the hell did we crash? We crashed on get name. We crash an item name, huh? It's a bit weird, huh? Because this is null. Right. This is null, actually. So it means we didn't find... We didn't find the item. Container ID -1. Wait a second. Container ID -1. Okay, so probably just we did not connect. we did not connect something in the blueprint side. Because the rest should be okay. I think we did not connect, we did not pass some of the parameters there because container ID. Yeah, anyway, we should have a check here that if this is coming in as -1, I mean if the if this is coming out as empty, right? So if not item, we will throw an error and return, right? Because it means, I mean, this is the case where I think I can even send it to the client. saying that this item does not exist, right? Yeah. And we just return. Otherwise we crash, right? And the same will be in the save function. I think this will be identical for the save. Absolutely identical. And here we will do the save, right? So I think we forgot to connect something because this function got an error. Sorry, this function errored out. This one, request gmedit. Hello, Funner. We are making progress, yes. Slowly, but we are making progress. So it seems that here we did not connect something. Not this, which by the way now we can connect, but that's another thing. Request gmedit item save. So we can connect this as well. Yeah, but the problem we had was different, huh? I think we didn't connect from the container. So from the container we forgot. No, actually we did not forget. So okay. We did not forget. We did not forget. Set container content. Wait. Set item content. Item actor, container ID, slot ID. Item actor, container ID, slot ID. Ah, because we are not set, no? When? Container ID. In theory we set it here. In theory we set it here. So container ID, unless we exit before that, but I don't think it's possible. Because everything, every line goes here. So we actually said, so I don't understand why our container was -1 actually. We set it only here, and for sure we do this. Set container content. Ah, because it was a locked. Ah, yeah. Ha. Yeah, because it was a locked container. So when it's a locked container, we don't send So actually we didn't open the container detail, but we opened the item detail. Yeah, but we are saving it here, right? We are saving it here. So why? 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 Container ID, slot ID, request. Yeah, exactly. How it is possible that we... What? How is it possible that we lose it? Container ID, container ID. Huh? Container ID, container ID. What is the issue here? I don't understand. Seems to be weird. So we are not okay. So we need to understand. Let's do this. Let's put an additional printout so at least we understand what is what is the problem. Let's put a printout in this mega function. When we do the setup, right? Here we are client side, and I will print out the item actor. I will print out the container ID and the slot ID, and we see if for any reason here slot ID here is empty, because my fear is that we are already getting it empty at this level, right? It's very possible that we are getting a wrong data there. Okay, let's try again. I will run it non-debug. I think it's okay. I think non-debug is fine. We have the printout. We can read it. I say making progress slowly is better than not at all. Yeah, absolutely. No, I think we are going fairly good. Fairly good. I mean, the problem is that it takes time, because there is we have a lot of attributes, and the saving will be even harder, right? But yeah, it's fine. It is an important function that can allow us to do a lot of stuff in the future, so I want to have it. I want to have it. And anyway, the fact that we are using a real engine, you know, is always is allowing us to to evolve our game way more in the future. So, okay, let's see what happens if I look at the plate mail, right? If I look at the plate mail on the client, which means here, I should get no, sorry, when I'm clicking on GM edit, obviously. GM edit, right? We get an empty item actor, we get a container ID -1 and slot ID 33. So is correct, right? So is what we want. Okay, so this is good. Now, if I click the same on this chest, which is actually a locked chest, well, maybe let me try with a non-locked, right? This is a non-locked chest. So if I do GM edit here, wow, we crashed already. Holy fuck! We crashed already. Did I recompile or no? In theory, we should not have crashed. We crash on get name again. Okay, so I didn't recompile the. Okay. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't, because you cannot crash if with this check, right? Cannot crash. Cannot crash. Okay. But yeah, we got again an empty item. So it means that this find item, right, is not working. This find item is not working. I mean, why? It should really work. It should really work, unless I did something stupid like calling it on the client instead of on the server. No, I call it because it's the server crashing. The server is crashing, so. So it seems that any container. Yeah, exactly. Now it doesn't crash anymore. It's giving me this item does not exist, right? But basically means that this find is not working for whatever reason. So we need to understand why. And I think the reason is that we get a container ID -1, right? We get a container ID -1. What? We get a container ID. Because I printed it only on. Okay. Okay, so it means that from this window. Since we have a problem from the container window to the GM edit window. From the container window. Very strange though. Because or the container or the slot must be. Yeah, in this case should be a should be a slot. I think container should be -1, but slot should be 33 or whatever it was, right? Don't understand why we are getting that problem. So from the container window, right? We seems that we don't save. It seems that we don't save this container ID, but actually we save it. This one is a bit weird. Because we save it. Maybe we don't save the slot ID. Wait. Slot ID. Oh, no, we don't have the slot ID. We don't have the slot ID. What do you mean? Huh? We don't have the slot ID. Ah, wait. Slot ID. Slot. Slot. What is this? Container ID. I think they are reverse because we actually don't have a slot. I think the slot is the container ID, you know? I know it may sound confusing, but it's because we are opening yeah, exactly. So, but I have to be careful though, because it depends. If the item is on the ground, yeah, but if the item is on the ground, I think I will use this, right? I think I have to do this. I know it may look completely wrong, but the reason is that when you are opening a container in the inventory, actually you are referring to the slot in your inventory where that container is. So I think that request edit item will we'll get container ID minus 1, but it will get the proper slot, and so here we will get the proper slot. Let's see, yeah? I can put a comment to say that we are using the slot as the container ID. I mean, vice versa. We're using a container ID as the slot in case the item is in the player inventory. Para-pa-param. Okay. Now we got it. Okay, yeah. So that was correct, I think. That was correct. In fact, we have the right name. We have the right description, even if the description is 0 for whatever reason, but fine. We have the crafted quality and such. Now let's see if the other chest, which is this one, which is locked, is actually getting the is locked. I can remove this breakpoint, I guess. Ah, but this one does not work. Why? This one does not work. Container ID is -1, slot is -1. Because this one is a bit of a special item, right? Is a locked chest that you actually cannot see the you cannot see the content. So something slightly different happens when we send the container. When we send the container content, because instead of so if you see, if this is locked, right? If the chest is locked, we just send out the standard item description, right? The problem is that in theory I don't understand what is the difference though, because wait. Wait. Item actor. Item actor, container ID. So here I'm passing -1, huh? Here I'm passing -1, so this is where the mess happens. This is where the mess happens. Because I'm not passing in the container ID or the slot ID. The problem is that I think if I pass in the container ID, slot ID. Because I got it from here. Because I got it from here. But here I'm not getting it. Here I'm not getting it. Well, in theory I'm getting it in the container ID, but fuck. Oh no, because here here is -1, -1. Here is -1, -1. So here is already too late, right? Here is already too late because here these values are not valid anymore. So I need to catch it before. So I need to catch it when basically when this window is opening. Yes, so when I'm sending the container exactly. So this means here. The problem is container ID is 18 though. Container ID is 18. Container ID. And here is 17. So so the slot is equal to the container ID in this case. The slot is equal to the container ID. So so now the only problem I have is I can say, I mean, I can put here the container ID as the slot and I think it will work. But then what happens if I have a locked chest on the ground, right? Because if I have a locked chest on the ground and I look at it, this container ID is -1, so now everything is fucked. The container ID is -1, so everything is fucked. But probably item actor is valid. Probably item actor is valid though. No, I don't understand. Send item description. What do you mean? That is not really correct. So if you are not a game master, you don't see it locked on the ground. What? If you are not a game master, because what this thing is saying is saying he's doing exactly the opposite of what he should do. Why GM level 2, by the way, and not GM level 1? This thing is kind of weird. I think this piece is very fishy. Because in this case, what happens is that we are sending an item description, right? But we don't care about the slot or the container ID, right? And here we are passing PS character slot none. which is completely crazy. Because at least the slot ID, right? Send item description. Now I understand that here is inside PS item, so it doesn't really care. I understand that, but it's not really a good way, because yeah, this thing is never used. It's used only to be passed through. It's used only to be passed through. So, okay. So the first change that we need is that this container ID goes here, right? But the second change that we need is that we need to understand why. Okay, yeah, it needs to be inventory slot number. Okay, fine. But the second change is why the GM, right? Why the GM sees the locked item and the player. It's completely stupid. It's the opposite of what it should be. I think the player will see the content. Do we have a bug on this? I remember we had a bug on locked items, but no. Doesn't look like that we have a bug, but maybe because we don't have enough locked chest, and so not many people actually tested it, but it seems to be. So if I enter as player 1, right? So it is a player. But I need to teleport him in the right place, so I also need the other client. Because he will not be in the right place for sure. So we go in with 2 clients. Why am I here? Why am I here? So annoying. I cannot see shit. What the fuck? I cannot see shit. Okay, see. There are not enough lights on the side of the winch. We should change it. Should really change it. Okay, so so there is a normal player, right? The item is locked. No, actually it's doing the same. Why? So then I don't understand the difference. The only difference is capacity 65, but what? Because there is this double, I don't know. There is this double thing, right? So there is this check here, and then there is the same check here, right? And I don't know why we have it twice. Why we have it twice? But anyway, yeah, I don't understand why we have it twice. I think that the idea was probably to skip this wall, you know, code in case it's locked, because anyway you cannot see the inside, and so it doesn't make a lot of sense that you go through all of this, right? And I kind of agree, even if it's very close, huh? If the item is locked, send the standard description unless GM. So first of all, it should be less than GM level 1. I don't understand why it's GM level 2. Because GM level 1 is 21, exactly. So it should be... No, actually it should be less than GM level 0. Less than GM level 0, so it should be below GM. And it's actually the opposite, right? So is if he's a GM, he can go through. If he's not a GM, he should just get this, right? It's exactly the opposite of what it should be. So if the GM level is 0, I mean, yeah, exactly. If he's not a game master, we just return the description as if it's a normal item, right? So you cannot see the content. If is a game master, we just add at the top, this item is locked, and then we go through the standard stuff, right? And then here at the end, at this point we can just show the content. I mean, this doesn't make any sense anymore. Because we already catched it here, no? If he's locked and I'm a normal player, right? If he's locked and I'm a normal player, I send the description and not the content. If he's locked, which is here, I send the description, right? Receive item detail, send item description is actually slightly different, because it is going through send item description and this one is going through send item detail. So if I am a normal player, yeah, go through that. By the way, why the chest does not have any description? That's a bit strange, no? Is it really 0? Or is a mistake? Or is a bug in the code somehow? The description is really 0. Okay. The description is really 0 for whatever reason. Fine. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think that I think that this check is completely useless at this point, right? I think this check is completely useless. This check seems to be completely useless to me. I will just comment it out because I don't know if I'm missing something. Maybe I don't understand the way it works, but... I mean, we blocked it above, so... Doesn't really, you know, make sense. And so this means that now a game master will actually get the content of the chest even if it's locked. Okay. So he will be able to see the content even if it's locked. Which I think is good. Hopefully it will not mess up moving the items. But anyway, maybe he needs it, you know. Maybe he needs to move the items inside the locked chest. Let me do this so it's even more clear, right? So below GM level 0. What do you mean? Ah, yes, there is an extra. Yeah, I think that part is not really needed. I just want to check a chest with a normal player and with a with a game master. And then if it works, I'm just gonna delete that. It seems that we added the check twice and we forgot about the other one. And so we messed up, right? Because we had the check already at the bottom of the function. I added it again at the start and I kind of messed up. But now at least the container ID will be passed as the slot. And so hopefully our GM edit will work as expected. Hopefully. But on the other hand, you have to do all the dev part as a GM. Yeah, GM needs to... What do you mean the dev? GMs usually are not devs, but... Okay, so here I'm a game master. Yes, you see that I see this item is locked, but I still see the content, right? Which is fine, because I am a game master. I think it's important that they understand this, but it's fine. If I am a player though, where is the other? Didn't launch it. Okay. If I am a normal player, maybe I should make it more explicit. I don't know. that this item is locked. I mean, I can put you whatever, you know, star 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 star. I can put 2 stars so that it's more visible. So if I connect as a player, yes, and I look at this, we see a wooden chest, this item is locked, right? While here I see this item is locked, a wooden chest. Okay, well, it's slightly different order, but it's fine, right? Yeah, maybe we can say this item is locked. You see the content because you are a GM. I can make it more explicit like this, right? So that it's very clear that something is going on, so that no one messes. Okay, but now, okay, what is the point? Now the point is that if I am here and I click on GM edit, fantastic. Okay, it works. Yes, it works because we see lockable and we see locked, right? So we see that this item is lockable and is locked. Okay, this is very good. So it seems to work fine. Okay, let's try to set some attributes maybe. No, let me see if I can still see normally. A container in my inventory, yes. It is pretty good. Okay, let me see. I think as a player I don't have a lot of problems. I think I can disconnect the player. I think I can probably set some properties, right, on this object and see if so for example, if I do modify target and we set what do we set? We set let's set all these things. Let's set, well, stackable on a chest should never be possible, but anyway, modify target unstackable true, for example. Doesn't like that. It's probably not a supported attribute, stackable, not stackable actually. It's probably not a supported attribute. So I setting item an NPC owned, right? Fantastic. Setting item and NPC owned. If I set no pickup, pickupable weak, pickupable weak. What? I think it's called no pickup. No pickup. Pickupable, unpickable. Oh my god, these freaking names are so stupid. This is why we need a UI. I think it's pickupable false that generates Exactly. So now the no pickup will be set. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why we called it pickupable false, right? I think it should be called no pickup, like. But anyway, we also have pickupable weak. Yeah. So this works. This works. Let me try the transient true. Fantastic. Let me go back to transient false and let me try to do the collision detection true. Okay, fantastic. This now is on and this is off, on and off. Security lock. Security lock. I think it was. I think it was impossible to set it by attributes. In fact, I think it's not supported. I think it's not supported. So we cannot. But we can set the unpickable. We can set the unpickable, yes. Now to set it as a key is a bit of a mess. So I will probably not do it now. Same for the lock strength, lock skill. I mean, this is all stuff that in theory we can. I mean, I can make a key if we want, and we can do a test. Yes, but this is good, huh? So actually, I cannot pick it up anymore. At the moment, it is locked. Yeah, I can unlock it. But the lock is impossible to open by lock picking. Yeah, exactly. Because it's unpickable, right? So if I set it false and then I try to unlock it. Here I unlock the chest. In fact, it's not locked. It's lockable, but it's not locked anymore. Okay, fantastic. And if I now change the pickupable true, we have pickupable true, but we have weak pickupable false. So okay, now I can pick it up. Okay, fantastic. Now if I check the same attributes when it's in my inventory, setting item NPC owned, collision detection, lockable. Yeah, I just don't know this stackable or non-stackable. That I don't understand. You see this stackable, unstackable? It seems that it's actually not. It seems it's actually not set for anything. I don't know why. You see this stackable, unstackable? It seems to be never set. Even if this item is stackable. Right, and like this one as a chest is not, but these two attributes are never showing up. Let me see 1 second. Stackable, unstackable. Because I'm pretty sure that we have the stackable flag. I mean, 100% we have the stackable flag, you know, on, you see, armor stackable. We have the stackable flag on a lot of items. But you know what? I think it's another flag. I think it's not this flag. Because this flag is on PS item. But we also have a standard set of flags. PS item flag stackable. Now I'm saying this because I think that we have inside the base item stats the stackable flag, which is coming from the from the base item. So if I look at PS item stats, right, this guy, you see that there is a PS item stat flag is stackable, which is actually, I think that this one is the one that is used because it's on the base item. PS item stat flag no pickup. PS item stats flag no pickup. PS item stat flag. So it means that we have. Does it mean that we have two flags for each? Oh my god. Yeah, I think the answer is yes. Ay, 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 ay. You see this item flag no pickup? And this PS item stat flag no pickup? They are different. But they do this they do the same thing at two different levels. They do the same thing at two different levels. So one is the base items, yeah, but anyway, in the GM window, we cannot change the base item stats. We can only change the item instance. So the specific item, right? Not all the items in game. So I think that as long as we understand that these two are made, that these are instance flags, and there may be an underlying flag, right? Because this unstackable, do we have the unstackable on? No, we don't have the unstackable. Yeah, but we have it because we want to override the item stats, right? So we may want to override. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So in reality, that is very interesting though. That is very interesting because I may have. How do we represent this here? How do we represent this here? Because in theory, right, I think I understand exactly what is going on, right? So if I take this one, butter, right, and I look at this butter item, and I see that I don't have the stackable flag. It is true because the basic stats of this item are telling that are telling us that it's stackable, and here we are reading only the instance flag, so the one that are on this particular item, just this guy in my inventory, right? I'm not looking at all the stats, right? So I mean, as long as we understand that, I think we are fine. But yeah. So an item can be set as no pickup in the item stats, and there will be no way to override it in the item instance. That is kind of weird. So in theory, you know what we could do? I know it's a bit complex, but what we could do, we could have, like, I don't know, another color or something, or an overlay that says, hey, this flag is off for this instance, but is on for the underlying item, right? And so in this case, you are not changing. I think it's a bit confusing though. I may hide this too, and because the only reason is if you want to make unstackable something that is actually stackable in the base item stats. I see. I don't know why we have all the descriptions empty, but fine. In the dummy database, they are all empty. Okay, but anyway, apart from that note, right? Yes, we are not getting the. Why we're not getting the tooltip on the other objects? That's a pity, because I added the tooltip to everything. It may be because the label is not yet testable as default. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I have to keep that in mind. I have to keep in mind that these flags are the instance flags. Let me try to set all these ones as as visible and see what happens, and see if we get the proper tooltip now. So probably the stackable, unstackable, I should move them at the bottom visually because they are way less relevant. I think we will never click them. Basically, these two, I think we will never click them. So I probably want to move them here together with decay resistance and other stuff that is not really relevant. Yeah. Can we have a border? Can we have a small border around? If I choose border, wait, what happens? Border. What is border doing? I was expecting a border. No? I was expecting... No? Border is not a border? No? Border is not a border, eh? Interesting. Yeah, how do I use the border widget? Border? Doesn't look like that in my case. Draw as border. Draw as image, draw as border. I mean, still doesn't look like a border. What? What? What the fuck? I don't understand. Why? Bro, if I do draw as border, do I need to put the margin maybe? Holy shit, margin 1. What? Oh. 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 Margin 0.1 is doing that. Why I cannot just have it as a border? Anyway. TUI border. Huh? What the fuck is this? TUI border? Well, doesn't make any difference whatever color I pick. Interesting. Now it does. Okay. Okay, there is a bit of a border at least. Yeah, because I want to I want to have all the lockable thingies in one group, right? I want to have all the lockable thingies in one group. Then all the trap this is all the trap stuff, right? Oh my god. This one is like okay. So there is one block, that's another block, and yeah. I think that the stackable and unstackable, I don't know if I really want to remove them. I mean, I could even remove them at the moment because they are really not used. Or I can just move them down, you know, and because all these ones are used, and they are very relevant. All these ones are used and very relevant. Maybe they are not in the best order, but yeah, now clicking on these things is impossible. Move up, please. Okay, thank you. It took him like 10 seconds to actually move. Identifiable and attackable. I think these two can probably go together with the with the rest above. Even if they are a bit special, but yeah, these ones at the bottom are pretty much unused. These ones are pretty much unused. Together with charges. So these are the ones, yes, that we should look first. This is all the locks, this is all the traps, and this is all the scripts that actually leave only for interactable objects. Okay guys, unfortunately I need to go, but I think it was good. We made a lot of progress. The window is basically working and is able to populate the fields. Yeah, it's able to populate the fields. You know what is a bit weird is that with the idea that we have the item stats and the item instances, if I click on save, right? If I click on save and no pickup is not selected, it means that the item can be picked up, right? But if in the item stats it says no, I still cannot pick up it, right? I still cannot pick it up. So there may be a confusion that we may have. You know what? Stackable and unstackable, I think I will make them invisible. I think it's just confusing everyone at this point. I think it's just going to confuse everyone, including myself. And I don't think I want to set it. So I think I would just have them collapsed so that these two are not visible. So that these two are not visible, because it's just confusing at the moment. Everything else makes sense. That particular one is super confusing. Let me see if we got the, and then I'm going to bed, but let me see if we got the tooltip also for the text. And then I have to go. I really need to go. I have to go, guys. I have to go. I would like to get the tooltips. Ah, now we get the tooltip also for this one. Fantastic. Fantastic. I think I would just make the background black. I think the fact that it is slightly transparent is super annoying. The fact that it is like half and half, you know, is super annoying. We just make it full black and GG. Okay, okay, I think I'm gone. So thank you for watching, guys, and to be here as usual. So I will say bye-bye with my drum. I will say bye-bye with the drum. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. I say you should stay up all night working on plane shift. Forget about work. Hey, if you, if we get, you know, hundreds of Patreons, maybe, but we need hundreds of Patreons. If I can pay my salary, you know, and not having a job, I would do it, but I need hundreds of Patreons, not the one that we have today that are like 50. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. See you boys. Bye bye.